The 5th-gen Toyota GR Supra making use of a BMW powertrain did not sit well with many, especially as it follows the iconic 2JZ engine in its predecessor. But the B58 inline-six manufactured by BMW is proving itself worthy, and we've already seen several 1000 horsepower builds based on it. Now, we get to see what goes into building such a monster. Real Street Performance on YouTube assembled the engine for a customer's car after they had blown a head gasket. The owner took the opportunity of working in the engine to perform a few upgrades in search of big power. So, Real Street tore the power unit apart and got to work, with the basis of the upgrade being new pistons and conrods. The factory outputs from the Bavarian straight-six power plant are 382 horsepower and 368 lb-ft of torque, so the final goal would be to nearly triple the former figure. The builders used an ARP head stud kit, King bearings, Brian Crower H-beam connecting rods, CP pistons, and a Cometic head gasket to make that figure possible. These are hardened aftermarket internals, which should help the engine accommodate more boost. Real Street Performance lubricated the bearing before putting the crankshaft into the engine block. The builder said the crank had 0.02 of vertical oil clearance, while the connecting rods have just over 2,500. The use of King-coated bearings also enables the auto start-stop feature. The next step was fitting the pistons into the cylinders. With the crankshaft in place, the duo hooked up the timing assembly, which will be coupled to the camshafts later. Completing the engine block was the sealing of the bottom portion with the oil pan. Meanwhile, the top portion of the block was closed off by the cylinder head running a DOHC-24 valve assembly. The camshafts and the components around them were lubricated to ensure smooth operations even at high RPMs. Using a timing chain, both cam gears were connected to the crankshaft gear. The team installed the valve cover to cap off the B58 engine assembly was done. Naturally, this assembly alone doesn't magically make 1000 horsepower, and there'll be more needed, like bigger turbos, aftermarket management, and higher flow fuel injectors, but the forged internals mean the motor should be able to accommodate that power reliably.